My dear people of the Southern Cameroons, today is the 29th day in the month of May in the year of our Lord 2019. I bring you revolutionary greetings from the front as I bring as well to you this very important message from the Southern Cameroons Liberation Council, the SCLC. It's a very important communique, and at the end of it, I also make a little announcement about some happenings on the international scene. My dear people of the Southern Cameroons, this message is dated May 29, 2019, and the title of the press statement is Dictator Biya avoiding mediated talks and blackmails the international community. It reads, on Tuesday, May 28, 2019, Cameroon's Minister of External Relations, Lejeune Mbela, made some fallacious assertions in a declaration to the diplomatic missions accredited to Yaounde. Mbela obviously told outrageous lies about the so-called professionalism of their trigger-happy, baby-killing soldiers while propagating false claims of disciplinary measures generally taken to correct erring troops. The SCLC likes to recall that the same soldiers who killed a 4-month-old toddler in Moyoka burnt down over 100 houses in Mancon purportedly due to confusion, and who have so far burnt down over 250 villages, including hospitals and schools, cannot be described as professional. By attempting to indict rights organizations that have documented abuses by Cameroon's army and make false claims of foreign financing of the Southern Cameroon struggle for freedom, Dictator Biya's government failed to shine the light on reports by its own very National Commission on Human Rights and Freedoms, which exposed more than the Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, and others have done. The SCLC regrets that at the time focus should be on seeking lasting solutions to the murderous conflict. Mbela, without shame, quotes census figures which had long been clearly classified as inaccurate and politically skewed to favor fraudulent election or electoral calculations. The population of the Southern Cameroons from public health census statistics stands well over 6 million people. The claim of the Biya government that dialogue is a process that has been going on and is an attempt to veil the regime's avowed ambition to pursue a military option that will allow them to cement the annexation of Southern Cameroon started in 1961 and intensified in 1984. The recent visit to Cameroon by UN Rights Chief Michelle Bachelet only happened after several months of insistence. In the end, Mrs. Bachelet was only allowed into Cameroon on condition that she would end only in Yaounde and Douala and talk mainly to people authorized by the Biya government. The SCLC warns that the careless assertion by Mbela that the situation prevailing in Southern Cameroon does not threaten world peace and regional stability, and insisting that the government was rather seeking an endogenous solution to what he termed the crisis, proves beyond reasonable doubts that Yaounde does not want third-party mediated talks as recommended by most international actors. That government prefers more war, giving them room to completely wipe out the peace-loving people of the UN Trust territory of British Southern Cameroons. The LCLC seizes this opportunity also to recall that the passage of genocide enabler-in-chief, Prime Minister John Gute in Southern Cameroons, produced effects totally opposite to claims made by Mbela. The over 100 homes razed down in Mancon, Bamenda, the 4-month-old baby killed in Moyoka, the 9 civilians brutally killed, and several other incidents all happened after John Gute left. Statistics on the ground show that an average of 45 people died daily on the territory since John Gute passed by. The so-called institutions created with the situation in Southern Cameroon in mind remain an attempt to blindfold the world that something is being done. The bilingualism and multiculturalism and then disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration commissions are cosmetic bodies put in place to reward regime loyalists. The SCLC calls the attention of both national and international public opinion to witness that any references by Mbela to Cameroon's territorial integrity does not have any bearing on the former UN Trust territory of British Southern Cameroons. The Republic of Cameroon achieved her independence on January 1, 1960, with clearly defined boundaries. The Southern Cameroons voted in a UN-organized plebiscite on February 11, 1961, to form a new federal country with them, an arrangement Dictator Biya abolished in 1984 by decree and opted to intensify the recolonization of our country. The SCLC seizes this opportunity to reiterate the urgent call for the UN Security Council to, without further delays, order an emergency international humanitarian military intervention to save the lives of innocent and unarmed civilians being taken in droves daily with impunity. We also urge the African Union, successor organization to the OAU, to respect their own charter, which clearly forbade territorial expansion after independence in 1960, following the principle of ut possidetis iuris. The SCLC is the largest coalition of liberation movements, groups, and organizations seeking the independence of the former UN Trust territory of British Southern Cameroons. My dear people, I'm convinced you should be asking yourselves why La République du Cameroun would be running away from third-party mediated talks. The reason is obvious and simple. On the legal plane, La République du Cameroun knows they have no argument at all to present during any such talks. La République du Cameroun know they have no claims, no founded claims to the territory of the former UN Trust territory of British Southern Cameroons. That is why they will never go for any peace negotiations. That is why they will keep playing dilatory tactics. That is why they will keep trying to dribble international instances that approach them for a mandate to mediate talks. And that is why in the morning they will say they are ready to talk with preconditions. And at first the preconditions were the form of their state was not negotiable. I don't know who told them we're bothered about the form of their state. The next time they say they will talk on everything except secession. At some point, they arrested a lot of people, sentenced them to huge prison terms, and they are there in Konenge and other prisons around La République du Cameroun serving terms because they talk federalism. And they said federalism was not an option. Their country, Cameroon, had made its history. So my dear people, I'd like us to recognize, therefore, that this is rather the time for us not to get carried away by such stupid overtures made once in a while by La République du Cameroun that they are ready for talks. They are distracting us. So that while we go fighting among ourselves as to who will sit on the negotiation table and who will not sit, who will talk and who will not talk, they have the opportunity to continue killing our people and hoping to secure a military victory. That is why at the SCLC, we are urging our people to concentrate on the revolution. That is why today I'm reiterating the call that has been sent out generally that please go out there and contribute money into the joint account we created under the Ambazonia Relief Fund. Please, this money is needed because the situation of our people on ground zero is precarious and something urgent needs to be done. We need those resources. Some of you call and get angry. Why do you people on the board of the SCLC still have this or that leader when we are not happy with them because they have embezzled money or the previously mismanaged money we contributed? My dear people, this is not the time when we rather need to tear ourselves apart. I am convinced that all has got to be done to ensure that anyone who has mismanaged a single dollar, a single euro, a single yen, a single franc, a single naira of money contributed by the people must have to account for that. But while that is going on, the revolution cannot stop. And I want again to enjoin you to understand that because of that particular notion, at the SCLC we agreed to have a joint treasury independently run. So what you need to know is that the money you are contributing does not come to the SCLC per se. The leaders of the SCLC have no bearing on that money. That money will be managed by the members of the board of directors of the Ambazonia Relief Fund, the ARF. And I'm sure you listened to them talk to you on the day they held their first ever meeting. They are going to be rendering accounts directly to the people of the Southern Cameroons. Our only role will be to identify the projects that they have to finance, guide them towards getting to procurement officials, and then ensure that what has to be done is done. My dear people, no leader, none of our organizations will be having access to that money. And I'm convinced that you also heard the members of the board of the ARF say clearly, both on video and on audio, that they want to be held accountable for those contributions. Mr. Songwe Michael, who is the chairman of the ARF, is not affiliated to any of our organizations. He has a track record as an honest man of integrity, and I don't think he will like, at this specific point in time, to come out there and throw away his integrity just because he wants to please one or two of us. My dear people, do your own. Do the contributions necessary to enable us to continue to fill this struggle so that our losses, our brothers and sisters who have given their lives in the hope that we are going to secure the freedom of our homeland for future generations of Southern Cameroonians, don't go in vain. They don't get also disappointed in us wherever they are. We have thousands of people languishing in prison cells here and there, but the driving force of their tenacity is the belief in the fact that we will make it at the end of the day. Let us not disappoint them. I'd like at this juncture to bring to you once more information about the joint account. If you have difficulties in contributing, because I'm going to pin the account credentials under this video and it will be the first message under the comment section. If you have difficulties, call 301-898-6324. 301-898-6324. 804-593-9078. 804-593-9078. But if you want to just go ahead and contribute directly, you can do that on Cash App or on Zelle. For Zelle and Cash App, you use the same telephone number, 301-898-6324. 301-898-6324. For those who want to do it through PayPal, use the email of the Ambassador Relief Fund, which is amberrelief2018@gmail.com. Amber, AMBARELIEF 2018@gmail.com. Today, our leaders who were captured in Nera Hotel in Nigeria, in Lagos, in Abuja, Nigeria, were forced to the military tribunal without earlier notice, whereas this matter was adjourned to somewhere in June. It was late June, and they have been ferried to court, without even the knowledge of their lawyers. My dear brothers and sisters, we are still to have reports of exactly what transpired in court today, but I call on each and every one of us, wherever we are, to continue to pray for our leaders and all Southern Cameroonians who are serving jail terms or who are being detained unlawfully around La République du Cameroon. They need our support more than ever before. There is none of us in this revolution who hasn't erred. No matter whatever our grievances, our differences, or whatever is bothering our minds, let us know. Once our people are in pain, they need our solidarity. They need our prayer. All they need to get from us is support. Whatever difficulties or differences we have, we should always look for subtle means of addressing them. To God be the glory.